And I guess we're ticking. We are live. Good evening, people, and thank you for waiting. Thank you for being patient, for being a little bit late. But we have a lot of things to unpack today. Wasn't really supposed to do a live show today. Was supposed to chill, relax. But you know what? I've been hit by a curveball with a lot of things happening in the news today. We're talking about the takeover news. We're talking about the protest 1958 outside the mega store. But sit tight, relax, and don't forget to smash and relax. Smash and relax. Smash and like that subscribe button. Drink whatever you're drinking. I'm having a coffee. And later on, I will be joined by Jarvis Cocker. Guys, see you in 10 seconds. Have a drink on your coffee. Cheers.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
I feel welcome. Dit is mijn home. And I want to achieve success. Okay.
And it's kind of the time to achieve success there, Tenhag. I think we can all agree the transfer market is rumbling. We're entering to the international transfer market, opening in about 6 days. And I want to go to the VR room because we have a lot of things to discuss today. So before I continue the show, because there's a lot of things that we're going to cover today. So I just want to go into the VR room and see who's in the house. Guys, you've been preloading messages. Yale Marling is in the house. He's just said he just listened to the United People's podcast, has done a rundown on the money we got to spend on the June 30th, looking at 260 million pounds spent. We'll dissect into that. Torgood is in the house. Jamie Vane, Torgood again. There's a lot of you. Jamie Vane, one of the moderators, Edward Reid, as usual. Let me see more. Torgood as well. Everyone is good. Torgood. The thing is, guys, it is a lot of things happening right now with the transfer market and the takeover is too much for our fan base. Lucky Singh is in the house, also saying we want deals settled down. Darcy, Brian, Edward, Kevin, you're coming with them. Yes, we're going to talk about the transfer news and takeover news, not transfer. It's getting very, very frustrating and confusing because you're kind of getting them mixed up. It's not easy when you have two processes running at the same time. Who else is in the house? RJ, big up family, big up to you, RJ, as well. Stephanie Griffith is in the house, one of our moderators and members, loyal members. Hi all, want G. Yes. Carlos is also in the house. Chill. Carlos says, chill out, kids. Everyone from Lancashire, England. Hope we're all doing fine. Good to you. Good to see you, Carlos, as well. Wherever you're calling in the world or watching in the world, give us a shout out as well. Smash a like on this video, and hopefully we will see Jarvis coming in very, very soon. But at the moment, it's only me behind the controls, and I'm trying to read out everything. Jonathan Ball, we have a baller in the house. Jonathan, hello, Jonathan, to you, mate. How are you going? And let's see. We have a super chat coming straight away. Oh, Jeff Steele from Aussie. Oi. Kane to Bayern Munich just means Mbappe to go for me. Don't get giddy now, Jeffy. Come on, mate. Yeah, we will see. Will it be a signature signing when the Sheikh Jassim comes in? We will talk about that as well. But yeah, I've been saying that all along, and I have a little bit backup, a little bit clip that I want to play with Graham Bailey that I had on the show about over a month ago. He was adamant to claim that, Kane would rather go to Bayern Munich, according to Daniel Levy. But the press has been saying, no. Like, he's very close to his family. I've been following Christian Falk, who is the Bayern Munich guy, the go-to person, the journalist from the Spiegel, the Bild as well. There's been reportedly in the past couple of weeks, at least, that, Bayern Munich has been reached out to Kane's family and talking about no personal problems, nothing, and now apparently they put in a bid, at least, or preparing a bid. So Jeffy, good up to you, mate. I don't know what time it is, but it must be very, very late or early in the morning. Let me see. Zora is in the house as well, saying hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning to you, Zora, wherever you are. But there's a lot of grounds to be covering today, and buckle up because there's a lot of things we will discuss as a community, applying logic and reasoning and Ruby start, if you know there. Hi there, Ruby, says Jonathan Ball. Hi there, Lisa Jensen from Denmark. Evening all, big up to you, Lisa. How are you doing? How's Denmark? Is it raining? Is it sunshine? Let me know. Right, so let's get into the stories and the news today because there's a lot of things to be unpacked today. Big up to 1958. They arranged the megastore protest today. Apparently, like, it was a kit launch, and happens to be that they succeeded to close down the entire operation of the mega store. But on the other hand, 90% of the United global fan base are probably going to order it online anyway. So one thing to do that's great. If that work, you can always continue to come back there every day if people don't have any job or anything else to do, to protest and keep forcing the hands of the Glazers to have a proper announcement, but also attack the online sponsorships. Why would you buy a kit? If you buy a kit, you're actually supporting the Glazers pocket, unless it's the new ownership. 100% then you can support. That is my take on it. So a little bit in terms of the transfer market, what people are saying, no, takeover market is, I see it to, what people are reporting, that there has to be announcement before the June 30th. And why is it so? Well, there is a reason, because the financial play and, FFP plays a part, right? Manchester United not making any major announcements until financial year closes, and this is on this Friday. There will be some board meeting. Apparently, financial figures has been disclosed. I believe that is a positive. The club is 11% up. The share prices is dropping. There's a lot of movements going in the house, and later on, I want to share some inside information what's really going on with the takeover. June the 30th is set to be a crucial date for Manchester United, acting as the conclusion to a week of financial developments. This date marks the end of 2023. That's correct. But also there is something with credits and FFP, that this is the crucial date, the 30th, and then basically all the debts and everything needs to be cleared by then, according to my understanding. And anything else that's been taken, all the transfers past the 30th, will be considered as a ending on for the next year's figures. So it's so much easier if you kind of buy the players, for instance, any form of transfer or any form of agreement that you do. If you get it before the 30th, it doesn't count for next year's FFP. I hope this makes sense. We will dive into that later on, with Jarvis comes on board as well. So let me know your thoughts and feelings regarding that as well. Jarvis. Hello, people. We missed you, Jarvis. How have you been?
Yeah, I've been fine. I had to do a stream for Mr. Pig, his mother and all that. So I'm sorry that I couldn't be here from the start, but now I'm here. I'm ready to.
People, he's back. Jarvis Cocker. I've been running the stream for 55 minutes. You're fired. Yeah, just joking. Good to have you. But I think I've been guys in the VR room. How would you rate running solo? Did I do well? I was running a busy chat here in the VR room, and at the same time trying to run the content and trying to calm down people in the house. And George Best is saying, "Good evening, Mr. Jarvis. Welcome." Jarvis says, "Tank." Jarvis was in Barcelona to finalize the De Jong deal, apparently.
Oh yeah,
but we
Barcelona.
So what did you miss, Jarvis? So let's just bring you up to speed. Everything that we talked about today, Onana seems to be very close to Manchester United. The sporting director is flying into Manchester United to close off the deal, because of the 30th is pretty much the end of the physical financial year, where FFP and credits needs to be settled. Otherwise, everything counts for the next year, and you are limited how you can spend, Jarvis. How does this apply to Manchester United, according to your opinion as well?
With Onana?
No, with the FFP, the 30th.
I don't know. Is the FFP real, or is it only real for United?
It's real for Chelsea and City.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so. But I don't understand the FFP rules. To be honest, I read about it. I think I understand it, but suddenly I heard that new owners come in, and then you can spend as much money as you like. How is that possible? Because you can't spend more than your income. Or
no, of course, FFP is there for a club to operate within the what you're generating. That means salaries and stuff like that. Stadium and all that doesn't. Building the academy doesn't really count into it. But anything that the money that you're generating, you can use to play. In the transfer market. So usually, what the people are doing is they buy credits, right? So they offer 4 years contract and they spread it out over 4 years. So the payment would not be that much to say if you buy, like Anthony Dos Santos last year, 100 million, right? So you split that up in 5 payments. But what clubs more are concerned about is the overall wage bill, right? Because that adds on to the overall operational costs and salaries. It's not only for the playing squad, but it's also for the coaches, for the people that works in the cantina and all that stuff. So everything is accounted for the FFP. And that's why you're seeing that, Manchester United is trying to get De Gea out of the door to lower down the 375 to 200 to say, nah, okay, we're not going to sign off on the 200. How about you take 175 or 150, pretty much, So, and then you go back in February, January, where Erik ten Hag and everyone came out to say that, we're trying to introduce a salary cap on 250, if you remember, right? So This is real, right? This is real. So this is the club acting like a club, thinking forward ahead to say, look, no more of this inflation stuff, no more of this Ed Woodward shit. Like, let's bury this and let's start fresh with a new page, right? Yeah. But if Sheikh Jassim comes in, if the new owner comes in and just clears the debt, it means that you don't have any debt anymore. You increase the balance. It's like a balanced scorecard sheet, right? And you're lowering down the wage bill for certain players. You do a fire sale of 13 players that you can imagine 13 players on what 100K a week.
Yeah, basically
a little bit of variation. That's 13K gone. That means that you can pull in new players and just mix around with, they do budgeting in terms of what you see with Mason Mount. They did the calculation. Now we're not going to pay you more than 50 plus add-ons, right? Because if we go over, that's going to blow our budget totally, right? Everything's planned, right?
Yeah.
Then if you go over the budget, then you have to pull it down for somebody else that you're going to sign anyway. Like, so when you negotiate the personal terms, it's always about the salary, the add-ons and stuff like that, right? The KPIs in terms of, the add-ons can be like, scoring in Champions League or those kind of things. Soft targets or hard targets.
But the biggest problem, Mick, is over the years we have been paying stupid money for average players. We have a lot of players on high salaries. I was just talking about, for example, Alex Telles. He's apparently going to loan to Benfica.
Loan again?
Yeah, loan again. But the problem is, he came from Seville, but they can't pay his wages. He's on 93K a week. The best.
So wait a minute. So are they going to pay his wages, or are we going to pay half of his wages?
As I see it, I think they are going to pay all his wages.
Why don't you just rip the contract, let him go for free?
I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with balancing the sheets values, or I don't know. But he's on 93K a week. The best played player in Benfica has 112, and the second best is on 78. And they have players like Otamendi, he's on 48. They have players like João Mario, he's on 50. How are they going to take in a 30-year-old Telles and pay him 93K a week?
It's like Jeff Steele. G'day, Jarvis. G'day, Jarvis with a boomerang. Yeah, it's a boomerang effect, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. We loan him out. Get rid of him. If we're not going to use him, just rip up his contract, let him go for free like Azpilicueta. They did with Chelsea. Just rip up his contract, let him go. That means that, okay, you cut your losses anyway. You're not going to get 5-10 million for Alex Telles. Forget about that, right? And he's on high wage bill. So let him go for free and let him join Benfica and let them pay his wage bill. Why should we pay half? If they want Alex Telles, why don't they pay his wages? Simple as that. That's just a hard negotiation.
Yeah, but when it comes to FFP, if you rip his contract in half, then you have to pay all the amount, and it will go on your FFP account. It's better to at least have half.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of love in the house. People missed you. Jarvis in the house. Pozdrav Jarvis from Serbia. Well said, Jarvis as well. Everyone is giving you a lot of love.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You know what? I kind of like a Siamese twin here, brother. Like, I'm so used to be attached to you. Like, so all of a sudden, you didn't come, and I felt like a bit alone. I am so lonely.
I'm sorry, bro.
I'm so lonely. No, sorry. Neil Driscoll is saying Teletubby goes to Benfica on loan next. Get him for free next season. Yeah, true. Yeah, send him on loan and then get him for free. I don't know. Jarvis, Norwegian flag. Big up to all of you. RJ saying Mohamza from Qatar. By the way, Eid Mubarak as well. Big up, Jarvis. Mo. So how was your stream with Mr. Pig or Flying Pig Don?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. We was actually talking about the the bids and today's stock market, you know, they announced that we are apparently up 11% in our revenues, but our debt is on an all-time high.
High, yes,
yeah.
True.
So what do you think about that, Mick? What's your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I mean, this is the end of the fiscal year. Like, you know, what do you say, 2023, the 30th is what people are reporting, that if a sales takeover is likely to happen, it's on Friday, pretty much. That's what, you know, most of financial journalists are saying as well. Fingers crossed, to be honest. We can talk about this, but at the end of the day, we can just speculate. From a financial perspective, yes, what I mentioned, the 30th plays a big part in how you move in the debt, like, you know, because debt needs to be balanced towards the profits. And Manchester United is currently not doing that. The debt is pretty much higher almost than the revenues, almost. Or? Yeah.
It's an all-time high, at least.
Yeah. So if Sheikh Jassim in 92 has come in, they will clear this debt anyway. So there'll be zero debt, to be honest. So that means that all of a sudden you're on a surplus, right? And they know that, you know, they know that either way that can be happening anyway post the 30th, like as long as that debt is being cleared, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because at the end of the day, we're going to sell a lot of players as well. And we already being pledged about 200 million from last year's financial planning, right? On the market. So there's no panic, to be honest. It's just that Tenhag is keeping his cards close to his chest, and we fan base are going like, well, what's going on here, right? We don't know his plans. So people saying Kim Min-jae probably going to Bayern Munich. We don't know that, mate. We don't know. That's the thing. There hasn't been much more reports from Bayern Munich side about Kim Min-jae, right? It's been quiet there as well. I checked, Christian Falk's tweets, and nothing, to be honest. And nothing coming out from Fabrizio either, to be honest. So, and that's what matters for us. What people are saying, like, you know, no debt, amazing. We're coming back, glory, people. Yeah, true.
I'm just going to say something about Kim. People got to remember when it comes to Kim. You know, he has a 2 weeks window.
Yes.
Now, and he can sign for whatever club he likes if they pay the price.
Release clause.
The release clause. So it basically you gotta think like Kim, okay? You want to see what's out there, and you can make a deal with Bayern. Yeah, no problem. But it doesn't mean that he has to go to Bayern. He just know how much they will pay him and everything. It's agent talks at the moment. So
yeah,
he can choose United if he wants, you know, and only Kim knows and his agent.
I lost my train of thought. Basically, Kim has control of it. Yes. Again, that is absolutely spot on. Basically, like, it's paper talk, agent talk. I keep checking, like, you know, what Mr. Bayern is saying, Christian Falk. Backtracking for 2 weeks, nothing about Kim Min-jae, just more about Harry Kane and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it comes down to who triggers that release clause, because you don't have to deal with the club, because there's a clause inserted in that 2 weeks period. All you have to do is trigger that release clause. Now, if there's a battle between Manchester United and Bayern Munich, United might sweeten the deal and say offer 5 million more, like, you know. But it comes down to what Kim Min-jae wants. That's the thing. So Manchester United, most likely behind the scenes, I have agreed personal terms with the player first to say, okay, how much do you want? Okay, no problems. That fits within our budget, right? Cool. This is the add-ons. Fine. Then they're just waiting for the first in that 2 weeks window. And within this 2 weeks window, I'm sure we're going to get bought out. I'm sure Manchester United are going to come in and trigger that release clause to say, here you go, because you don't have to deal with the club to dilly-dally because of the release clause. Does that make sense?
I agree. Makes a lot of sense. As usual.
Yeah, as usual. Mark Perks. Hey, Mark. Haven't seen you before. Good evening, Mbappe not coming United. He will go to Liverpool for 300 million, lol. No, I don't think so. Liverpool was just standing there window shopping. Come on, they missed out on Bellingham. Remember, they were so sure that Bellingham is coming. He's coming. Now they're crying salty tears. God, you know. who can afford a Mbappe, to be honest? The only way you can do is like buy out his contract fully. I don't know. 250 million plus add-ons. Can Real Madrid even afford it? No, they can't. Who can afford it? Unless Sheikh Jassim comes in and shake that Jassim, shake, and all of a sudden, here's a gift, Mbappe. We give you frappe. No, sorry, like this is my internal joke. Whenever I go to Starbucks, I say, "Can I have an frappe, please?"
Yeah, but Mbappe, he's a great player. Who wouldn't want Mbappe in his team? He would strengthen us massively as a player. The only player who probably can compete with him at the moment is Haaland. And can we imagine like Abu Dhabi against Qatar? Haaland and Mbappe.
In the red corner, we have Qatar weighing 350 billion versus Abu Dhabi. Ding, 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 ding. Guys, I want a clean fight. Gloves off. Mohammed is saying, Mo is saying, are you sure we sold before next season? Yeah, 100%, mate. Otherwise, we're going bankrupt. The figures don't lie. We've seen the financial reports. It has to be sold, right? True. Some people say milkshake Jassim. That is a blow behind the milkshake Jassim. God again. Now, saying, Kirwan Nixon, I haven't seen you in the community before, but welcome. Chelsea, Gareth South goes smooth, while every other club but United. Guys, I understand, by default, I understand that United fan by default, even myself, hit the panic button, but don't panic. Don't panic. Things are going according to plan, I think. United has a plan. I think Ten Hag is in control. It's just not coming out in the press who we are linked to. It's sealed, right? I don't know what your thoughts and feelings regarding that.
Yeah, the thing is, we never know, because it's usually like this every summer. We think the best, we hope the best, but when it comes to deadline day, we sign Cavani. So it's or Casemiro. That's a great signing, Don't get me wrong, but they come in too late. We don't get the time to implement them in the team. We don't get to Ten Hag to make their drills and learn the tactics, get to know his teammates. So I think we should act faster, but that's a big problem. When United comes around, the price is too high.
Absolutely. I want to share something, if that's okay, from Tom, journalist. He's not watching today, but he did a report. Is it okay to share, right?
Yeah.
And we can sort of depack what he's saying, because in a way I kind of agree what he's saying there, but in a way, like, I have something to add. Okay, I will not share it on screen, but I can read it at least. So basically what Tom is saying, and I love Tom to pieces. He's such a lovely gentleman and a independent journalist. According to what he's saying, US sources in the latest hours are still pointing towards the Sheikh Jassim successful bid. This comes after the Glazer family has said to be all in agreement that it should sell Manchester United for near to their valuation of £6 billion, which each Glazer member wants £1 billion each, regardless of the share percentage they each own as individual, apart from the family. However, this is not a major development, as this is just an agreement as a family, but it's not being confirmed. This is their choice to Raine Group or all interested parties within the process. What does that mean? So it's always been that we want that evaluation to hit me with that 6 billion, and we want 1 billion each in our pocket.
Yeah.
Jarvis, do you read that as well?
I read it, and what it told me, that the Glazers are a family, the familia, like a mafia, and they just share. Everybody share. It doesn't matter if you own 18% or 9% or 10%. They are keeping it in the family, and they are dividing it equal, 1 billion each.
Yeah, it's like you have the birthday cake. You split it equal in 6 pieces, right?
Yeah,
not a gram more. Not a gram more to Darcy. Otherwise, you will have a fight.
Yeah, you don't want to argue over a billion. Who wants that?
Yeah, well, that's totally what I agree. But he also continues to say, throughout the process, myself and colleagues have always maintained the stance that it's been communicated all the way through the process since it opened in November. 100%. They probably said we want 6 billion, and that's why they went on the market. Once they got the Qatari on hook, they knew that is the bait that they wanted. It's the biggest shark they can get and milk as much as money to hit that evaluation mark, according to my opinion as well.
Can I ask you a question, Mick?
Yes.
Just on this. The bid, the current bid is only for the 69%, not the remaining 31%.
And what way you mean? If Sheikh Jassim buys 100%, he's buying 100% of the club.
Yeah, but his bid at the moment to Ineos, to Raine Group, is the bid 6 billion for the 69%, or is it 6 billion for everything?
Yeah. I mean, basically, don't take that remaining money pledged. You got to put that on the side, guys, because at the end of the day, Glazers own the majority control of Manchester United PLC, which is 69% of the overall shares. So this is a share deal, right? And along with asset and land banks and stuff, which is owned by Manchester United, the overall evaluation has always been, we want this. So they want people to hit this closest evaluation so they can walk away with 1 billion each. So it's 6 billion to be said. Now, the remaining of the 31% shares, it's Class A shares, right? The Class B shares is owned by the Glazers, which is total control. The Class B shares is 10 times more voting power than the Class A share. And then the remaining of those retail shares or industrial shares, you also have Areas, Lindsay Train, Bowen Group. They own majority of the Class A shares. You know what I mean?
Shares, yeah.
Yeah. So you come to a premium agreement, which you come to agreement that we offer you about approximately $35 to $38 per share, right? So you can divide that and conquer, to say, okay, this hits the evaluation. We will walk away with 1 billion each. And then you have to sort of find that, fair buyout for the remaining Class A, which is the 31%. And this is a lot of work. But the major deal that's been agreed, apparently, according to reports and including what I'm reading here, that, Sheikh Jassim came in and blew everyone out of the water, offered them exactly what they wanted, plus more, plus continuous business opportunities in Qatar, as we've been seeing in reports, by offering them like broadcasting rights for NBA and NFL and stuff like that, to be played in Qatar as well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. Sources close to Raine are openly engaged with the Glazer family. So yes, true. Raine Group constantly advise the Glazer family on day-to-day basis, along with the personal aides, the Rothschild Bank. We know the Rothschild Bank because Rothschild Bank, they are the major banks and investors in Manchester United PLC, right? For which, upon our last report starting, all advisors are listening to the pursue of full sale. So basically, the Glazers they started to listen to taking the advice seriously, and still to be pushed. However, the latest development is that the Glazer family are agreeing that their advisors have been throughout the process, which is factually correct, basically listening to the advisors. This is what I said, they are taking the advice, and they basically pushed through about 2-3 weeks ago to say, take this bid. This is the best bid you can get, right?
Yeah.
Ineos has been there all along, complicating the deal by offering different variables, right? To say, well, if I pay you half now and maybe in 3 years' time I give you another price, what do you think it's going to be worth? Giving the confusion towards Raine Group, and it's been reported that they don't really like that bid. They want to sort of cash out. If the right money and the bid is on the table, they will walk away. It's always been the case ever since they started to say, when they went out for looking for strategic investments, they had a price in mind, and that is the 6 billion mark, right? And then you had the shadow bidding process involved, to be fair, and that's kind of been designed that you are bidding blindfolded. Do I know if Ineos is in there? I don't really see what they're bidding, but at the end of the day, Sir Jim Ratcliffe had to loan a lot of money. He had to go for board approvals if the debt's going to be taken on Ineos, and the rest has been played out in media. So every camp has been utilizing media, especially Ineos has been very vocal using PR machine and the British press. Well, The 9-2 holding foundation has been very silent and quiet, not been using a lot of PR press, to being quite confident, a bit chilled, laid back.
Yeah.
And they went around the corner straight to the Glazers, say, here's, take it, leave it, that's it. This is what we're going to offer. And this is why it's silent right now, because there's a lot of legal paperwork it's going to be sorted out. They're waiting for the right moment to announce it, according to my understanding. When it's going to happen, I have no Scooby-Doo like everyone else. But I don't believe anything that comes out now from British press. And everyone has started to backtrack into saving face to join the gravy train, where we've been saying all along, like, you're just following the financial trails. You started off with Araban San saying, no, it's exclusivity. And then they come out, there is no exclusivity. It's basically announced the winner, like, Sheikh Jassim, pretty much it. You've seen reports coming up from, from Arabian business, some sources in Qatar, according to my personal LinkedIn. I'm not going to tell you who, how, what. But, if they're confident, everything's chilled, relax. It's just a matter of fact of dealing with the remainder of the handovers, pretty much it, This is my take on it. And I think even if I keep reading further on what Tom is saying in his correspondence, he also feels the same. Like,
yeah,
he says Sheikh Jassim's side, there has been complete radio silence, no pin drop of confirmed news regarding the takeover from their side. Is normally a sign of respect and confidence, as they do not feel they have to engage with the public and the media outlets. This comes after Sheikh Jassim's fifth bid, described as being the premium offer, shook the negotiation table to its core, causing a radio silence between Ineos and Raine Group for the negotiation.
And so it was silence.
Yeah, and then it was silent. So Ineos was shocked in a way, because they were all along confident that they put, like, the evaluation overall club higher than Sheikh Jassim 92. But at the end of the day, it's the total package, the total buyout, what matters. Jassim is offering 100% buyout, meaning all the shareholders. There's been some legal disputes within the Class A holders, like, hang on a second, vote of no confidence. So, and plus, I think, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been kind of outed, like, by many, Ineos. I don't think it's niece and stuff.
Wasn't the lawsuit about the manipulating the share price?
No, a lot of things, to be honest. It's not manipulating the share price, but, if you're a minority investor, if you're only buying out, 50% of the Glazers share, and what about us? What about Lindsay Train, Boeing Group, and all that? They're the ones been challenging, right? And then you have a board also to offering to be saying, like, you know what? They've been going on the market trying to pimp it out, and all the hedge funds and minority investors came in and had a look and said, no way, you cannot operate this club like you're poor billionaires. You don't know what you're doing. Ain't gonna work anymore. So basically, they kicked the can as far as they can and hit the brick road. And that was in November, that they had no other options to come out to say, we need to go out in full sale, or look at potentially, look at minority investors. But then in the current financial crisis, credit crisis, nobody's willing to invest that kind of money. So it makes sense, right? Everything has, logic and reasoning. That's the thing.
How can you say brick road without singing?
So how can we sing when our beds are burning for 18 years, to be honest? Well, it is $1 billion deal, and to be fair, many processes, checks, and legal paperwork has to be completed, and due diligence during this process handled by the Raine Group. So let's be honest, to be fair, people, the date is very safely guarded. It's a secret, not so much of a secret, but more of that's from a Qatari side, unsure in which part of the process to announce it, right? Now, by saying that, pending X, Y, Z, or once all tests completed and the big bang of the sale completed, there's silence of the lamb. British media is not saying anything. I do respect what Tom is saying. There's a little bit of a flip-flopping in the two routes. So if they don't know, they don't know. And we don't know either. So that's why we're just speculating, looking at the facts and figures, looking at the date on the 30th. That might be the way that Glazers been empowered by the 30th and for 18 years. And also the financial FFP flips around with the credits. So the only thing I can say with conviction in 100% or even 1000% It is Qatar's. It's all done and dusted between those two parties, as reported in the past podcast that I've been holding, that all roads leads to Doha. The fact that the media is silent, not reporting anything, indicates that the announcement is closed. There's no preferred bidder. There's no exclusivity at this point. Qatar came in, Night 2 Holding Foundation came in and blew out Ineos out of the water with the fifth and final bid. There is no such thing, according to my opinion, that Glazers are deciding. That's nonsense, to be fair, right? It's decided and it's done between the two parties. Glazers have got what they wanted in terms of the evaluation of 6 billion, 1 billion each in its pocket. And we all know what we've been following for the past 8 months at least, that they always wanted 6 billion and 1 billion in the pocket. The highest bidder wins. So date and final figures is a massive unknown in this point of view. So that leads to a lot of speculations in the media. You know, when it will be announced, nobody really knows, right? But we can all hope. At the end of the day, if we waited 18 years for the Glazers to leave, why can't we wait a few more days? It's exciting. It is exciting because it's a new dawn. And it's overwhelming because the transfer market is looming, spinning us more dizzy. And at the same time, as a fan base, we are also stuck with this sales process that's been dragging on for far too long. But I have a sneaky feeling that all good things happens for a reason. And soon we're going to be celebrating, partying like it's 1999. Let's just wait and see. All right, guys. It's been a madness. Like, I'm overstreamed. I'm cooking here. Thanks, Jarvis, for coming in and providing support.
Yeah,
what would
problem.
I be without my, what do you call it, Maverick and my wingman? Was it Ice?
Wingman.
No? Goose. Yes, Goose.
Goose.
Canadian Goose. Cool. Tomorrow will be more confused than today. People, stay safe and be nice to each other on the socials. Madhouse saying bye-bye, good night. We weren't supposed to do a stream today, but there was so much things that came out in the ether today, so we had to. Jarvis, looking forward to see you tomorrow. We are going to gas it up tomorrow. It's going to be a cracking show again with Andy Tate and Jay Daly and you, myself. Guys, what do we say?
They give you back the day or the night.
Peace, love, and go bananas. Right. It's been Mick Ruby here, together with my wingman, Goose.
Jarvis Cocker. Oh,
see
Goose. Yeah.
See you guys. Bye for
See
now.
you.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Release TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.